Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It's me, Victor Hale. I am of course hosting HaleStorm Gaming's Fire Emblem Goddess of Grail's Dawn live stream. So before we continue, I'm going to talk about the time slot for this one. This one's going to take place up for about another hour and 30 minutes. It'll last until 5, so no worries there. The main thing to go about this plot that I skimmed over earlier is that if you set up HAR right over here, you can head straight over to the supply units right off the bat. So no matter what, you can do that. I wouldn't suggest making sure that your items are unequipped, though. None of the senators have any weapons, and therefore they can't attack back. However, there are other units nearby, is my concern. Some of them may have things that you want to steal from them. Anyway, before we continue from here, I also want to talk about the plot point of this chapter, number 4 and number 5. So even though I lied earlier when I said that I wouldn't do chapter 4 of this thing, because I was concerned with time and I wanted to get to chapter 5 as fast as possible. But since I couldn't even finish this one, I decided that I'm going to use this 1 hour and 30 minutes to get over to the chapter 5 as fast as possible. So yeah. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, so I already had Har over here to take care of this area. Now you see a senator right over here. If you want to steal that white gem, I suggest making sure that that Heather gets over here as fast as she can. So that's the first thing that I'm doing right here. Plus, I'm going to unequip the item. This prevents the senator from getting away from here unless he goes the same way that the other senator is going, and this guy will surely attack. So yeah. Now then, now that we have this out of the way, my bad there. Anyway, I'll have to wait. Soren will go up here.
I mean, we have to do it because we literally have to take tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. I'm not. Yeah.
Now that's overkill. Alrighty.
It's not a good thing, but landed, of course. I wanted to talk to you about it. This is good. I thought it was really cute. Definitely. Love it. Yeah. I mean, I do too. So don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just old and recent, and it was cute, but I really love.
Now we're good.
The live action. Yeah. I do too. I like it so much.
Damn. Talking about blowing wind, or rather breaking wind. Don't go right there unless you want to face off against that guy, by the way. It's this spot right here. Now then. Alrighty. Good. The Lagoo's assault was a decoy, and your real objective was this camp? You're more clever than I had expected. This isn't the strategy of Lagoo's. It must have been planned by Bjork. Our objective is only to burn these supplies. Step aside and I'll spare your life. You know I can't do that. Our masters may be fools, but we are their soldiers nonetheless. Our duty is to carry out orders from our masters. I thought you'd say that, but I have a duty as well. Worm. As of this skill, Worm is the lowest form of dark magic you'll see in this game, by the way. No one that has any items I'd want to steal. Alrighty. Alright, we'll leave these three here for now, but these two, this one, oh yeah, I should note, because Riss is a light magic user, he has weapon triangle advantage over dark magic. So yeah. Oh yeah, and you can steal the mint from this guy right here if you want to. Let's see. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Oh, right. Wait, what? Oh, right, Oscar. I still got those set of supplies right over there. Oh yeah, and you're wondering why I have Heather over here? It's because Heather's the fastest way to get over to that tent. After I get to the tent, the only thing left is to kill the boss with Ike and then have Har go over and burn those supplies again. Alrighty. Please, I beg of you, spare me, mercy! And for that, we get a Hammernay staff. If you are at 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 10 out of 30, for example, this automatically repairs your weapon. In the previous games, you had a repair shop that allowed you to do it for money, but now you actually get a staff that does the job for you. Anyway, now that he's taken care of, goodbye, Zim motherfucker. If I could, that is. Ooh, good timing with Adept. Protect the supplies. Stay calm. And we got the Shade Scroll from that. Plus, we went to these dudes' houses and we got the Blossom, Hammernay staff, and yeah, you know. Oh, beautiful. Ah, fuck it. Oh, fuck. A good level up, but we killed a senator. Fuck. This will hurt us in the long run. You know what? Screw it. We'll live with the consequence of doing it. Right here. Zelgius versus Ranulf. I'm impressed that you've held out this long, but it's over now. Goodbye, Ranulf. Pray to the goddess, you're finished. I tried. Okay, now here's something controversial that I'm going to bring up right here. In this line in particular, There's actually a little bit more that goes on here. Zelgius says something saying to this, of course you have. And then he says, tell me, what, tell me, was I as strong as when I fought you back at that port? Referring to the events of Chapter 11 in Path of Radiance. At that point, Ranulf faced off against the Black Knight, if you recall. And in the ports of Toha, you have all those citizens that were heavily prejudiced against Laguz. And then here comes the Black Knight with this one-off villain who basically asked for Commander, who asked for the Black Knight to essentially to help him out with his forces whenever that was possible. The Black Knight actually does appear in Chapter 5. But what happens after that is the Black Knight essentially says, did they escape? Well, isn't that something? And Ranulf says, Ranulf says right then and there, Ranulf says to him, I'm not going to let you pursue the ship. And he says, Kynix Zaid, we've met once before in the old fort. And Ranulf says, from where I stand, we've actually met twice. I remember when I was there the night that you killed Greil. So that was you who was next to King Kynagus. Interesting. By measuring his aid, I will have a good estimate of how the king's strength is. And of course, Ranulf says, you can't classify him based on me. He's a lot more stronger than I am than you would ever imagine. And Ranulf faces off against him, tanking a critical hit from the Black Knight. But of course, the one person who saves him happens to be Sephirin, who uses a physics staff on him. Anyways, so that's pretty much the scene. Oh, wait. After he says farewell, that's when Ranulf says his lines. He says, what? And at that point, Zelgius comes after him. Oh, wait, no. Tibarn comes after them. Hey there. You look kind of familiar. The King of Phoenicius. Why did you transform? Do you not wish to fight me? Oh, I wish to fight you, all right. Unfortunately, I don't really have the time, so I'll let you go this time. What do you mean? General Zelgius, you must return at once. Our supply camp is in flames. We need you to take control of the situation. What? I see. Now I understand. You were kind enough to tell me of the attack on my country. I'm only returning the favor. I understand. I accept the favor then. I'll let you go this time. But next time we meet, keep your sword drawn and make sure you said your prayers. Ugh. Hey, how you doing? Thanks to Ike, the army is crossing the river as we speak. We should go join Skrimir. Can you move? No. Damn. Fine, I'll carry you. Don't get thrown off, kid. You better hang on tight. And now we got the river crossing finished. Right there. We're going to skip this part. However, the next part we do want to watch. Castle Gatos. Penyon. General Zelgius, why did you retreat so quickly? Order an all-out attack. The Laguz alliance is inching closer after successfully crossing the river. It would be unwise to attack them head-on at this time. At this time? That is for me to decide. You're a fool, Zelgius. The Senate wants them all subhumans roaming our lands to be exterminated at once. I forbid you to retreat from now on. Am I understood? Pardon my impertinence, but that is madness I understand, my lord. I will do my best to end this fighting as soon as possible. But General Zelgius, why didn't you say anything? Their orders are insane. Don't make me repeat myself. We soldiers are in no position to question the orders of our superiors. But I thought, no, certainly you would steer the military in the right direction. General Zelgius! And now, the Laguz Alliance camp. I'm late. My apologies. Here comes the great strategist. Don't be so shy. Come sit next to me. Not if you begged me, Shrimmer. Soren! I'm so sorry. He's rude to everyone, but strangers especially. You still don't trust me? Then I will take the first step. I admit that we won the last battle thanks to your cleverness. I underestimated the wisdom of the Bjork. As a general of Gallia, you have my thanks. You're welcome. Yeah, unfortunately, those compliments are very harsh when it comes to Soren. He hates getting as embarrassed as he is right now. What do we do next? We hit him hard in the last battle. Surely we will use this opportunity to wipe out the enemy entirely. Actually, it would be unwise to launch a new offensive now. I recommend we negotiate a peace treaty with Benyon. What? You'd give up our best opportunity to crush Benyon for some peace treaty? For once, please try to think for a moment, Trimmer. Yes, we crossed the river, but we haven't so much as touched the Central Army. Not one scratch. Consequently, Benyon still has the advantage. It would be foolish to press in the attack. I must ask you to think harder. A peace treaty? Now? My soldiers will never accept this. We need another way. What do you think, Rodolphe? Do you feel the same way? Well, it's not so much how I feel, but how we Laguz are as a species. Once the fighting begins, Laguz can't see anything except the enemy in front of them. In a long fight like this, it's even harder to keep ourselves in check. The same goes for my tribe. If we were to stop fighting now, I'd have to go around knocking every one of my men unconscious. But rushing headlong into the enemy and getting killed is not an option. Soren, can you think of something? Maybe it's too much to ask. No, I can do it. Just let me think. All right, I have it. Gather around the map. I'll explain what we have to do. We're going to see the full contents of the plan later on, but here's something to talk about when it comes to this conversation here. Shannon. Oh, you have no idea how happy you've made me. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for this? Hey, I'm a busy guy. I'm glad to hear it, I guess. Don't be so cold. You could do this for me anytime if you want. You know I'll pay good money. No thanks. It's more trouble than it's worth. I'll make it worth your time. How about it, baby? You could leave your little mercenary lifestyle behind and... What the heck are you talking about? Ike, my hero! Are you here to see me? I'm out of here. Hey, wait, what about what I owe you? Give it to him, and don't tell him anything that he doesn't need to know. And now he's gone. What a selfish man. Care to tell me what's going on? Oh no, are you jealous? Oh my god. You're scaring me, Ivy. Oh, come on, it's just a joke. Business only, I promise. First, this is for you. A blue gem? You heard what the man said. I'm supposed to pay you instead. You're paying us? I assume they shouldn't owe you money or something. No, nothing like that. This is what I owe him for. Oops, he told me not to say. I'm getting scared again. Alright, fine. It's a payment for a bow. Bow? I paid a lot for a bow he made me. I'm going to offer it as a one-of-a-kind item at the shop. Is that why Rolf is making bows now? He mentioned something about bows being good income in emergencies. Probably. Rolf is learning from a good teacher, but he's still no match for the master himself. You Shannon, student? Now, this line is actually very interesting because it means that in the previous game, I never actually found out that they were actually teacher and student. However, if you recall one of the three brothers' conversations, in the second one that was in the game, Rolf kept saying that, "Oh, I am such a natural. I did learn it all by myself." Oscar pointed out, saying, "From your stance and the way you handle the bow, they tell a different story." And that's how you know that Oscar knows who the fuck taught him how to use that bow. And so Rolf is like, "Oscar, no!" Like he was so scared. Oh man. And then Oscar basically says, he's lucky to have a brother like me. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, whew, that was a close call, Rolf. But yeah, like I believe that like Boyd eventually figured it out, but he Shannon teaching Rolf how to use a bow does make sense, and it's a perfect reason why I have them supported. But anyway. Oh dang, you think that was a secret too? How should I know? Shouldn't anyone would tell me that he smelled smoke if I was on fire? Well, I don't think Shannon likes people, especially you. I wonder why he came back to you after he left during the war. He likes our little group. I know that much. This is probably his way of trying to help us be less broke. You think so? Why wouldn't he just come out and say so? It's so strange like that. I'll keep this conversation a secret. I don't want to risk losing Shin on by putting him on the defensive about all this. Right, it's a secret between you and me. Oh my god, this is too cringeworthy. But yeah, around this point is when Soren and Ike will basically have a good support range. Titania and Oscar met. Soren's already dealt with. Boyd and Mist can be strengthened at around this point if you've seen my earlier playthrough. As for Shannon and Rolf, okay, yeah, no, I didn't deploy Shannon on that map unless, yeah, no, I don't think so. They're already at the good range. As for Titania and Oscar, guess not. Mia and Riss, they're at a good capacity. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I wanted to wait until Heather got a chance to. I wanted Heather to be with Katri because in my earlier, because in my other playthrough, I have Heather and Har together. Anyway, let's see. Katri can hook up with all these motherfuckers. Now then. Alright, so Blossom increases parameter gains when leveling up, but reduces experience gained by half. Here's what happens. This skill basically reduces the amount of experience you would gain in that chapter, but it does increase growths over time. So this can actually help you out if you're someone like, say, Ike or someone else. Even she could learn this, although she doesn't have the capacity for it. She does have the capacity for shade, however. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, I don't want her to become a Valkyrie just yet. I'm going to get her to level 15, but not to 20, for example. The reason being is because there are a couple of chapters, especially this one right here, where in the chap there's going to be climbing ledges all throughout the map, and if you have any horseback units, they won't be able to go up past the second floor. So yeah. Now then, as she said earlier, the silencer is the weapon that she's talking about. This silencer basically is A-ranked bow that was built by you-know-who. And of course, you have a secondary floret. Olivigrass is good to get too. You get more Spectre cards, herbs, and vulneraries. And as for the armory, unfortunately, nothing's changed, including light magic. However, in this chapter, you get Fire Tome creation, as well as beforehand. I don't think you get light magic, unfortunately, which is a darn shame, honestly. But yeah, now that we got this out of the way, alrighty, good. And unfortunately, she has a mend staff, but even at this range, she can actually utilize it pretty damn well. And now here we come to the general's hand. Now, I'm going to get through this chapter as fast as possible, but the main thing to go about here is that they already had a plan to win back all the other units. And because of this, there are the main thing you want to do with this chapter is to kill the main two bosses at the front gate, and then at that point have Ranulf and I get to the top of the stairs as fast as they can. So for this chapter, I'm going to do something a little different than before. So north of Sozi Pass, Benyon. Hey, Captain Ranulf, the Hawking's decoy attack got the Benyon forces to move out. Good. Our unit will hit them from the north, Ike from the south, and Skrimir from the west. I'm impressed. If everything goes according to plan, Soren will have delivered another easy victory. Captain, we appear to have a situation. The western forces are charging down the cliff. What? I told him to keep his men under control at all costs. Apparently, an enemy commander challenged Skrimir to a duel. He accepted, of course. He always was an impatient one. The challenger was a large, raven-haired Bjork, clad in stunning crimson armor. Must be Zelgius. No, 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 he can't win. He'll get slaughtered. Send a message to DeBarn and Ike. We'll tell them I'm going to save Skrimir. We can't let him do this. In the other pass, Ike, a company of enemy troops has appeared to the south of Shrimir's forces. General Zelgius seems to be in command. That's not good. If Shrimir's force collapses, we'll get penned in by Benyon. We must change our strategy. Let's help with the rescue. You can't take everyone, though. Assemble a strike force to accompany you. Got it. Let Tibar know what's going on. Where's Skrimir? He charged up that cliff chasing after Zelgius. We have to get up there. Kaiser, can you carve us a path to the top? Certainly, Captain. I'd be happy to. We'll neutralize anyone in your way. You can count on me, sir. All right, let's clear this path. Time is a factor here, everyone, so let's make this quick. All right, so here's a good idea what you should do. Do not do Kisa, do not do Titania, and do not do Oscar. Trust me. You want Heather, you want you want Leth, and you want Heather, Leth, and you also want to get Mordecai here too, or if you choose to. Oh wait, no. You want Kiza. My bad. You actually want Kiza. You don't want Liar. Liar is Left's sister at this point, and her stats are abysmal. Not to mention, Left has her beat in every category, and she was already here beforehand. So all the stats carried over from when they were over at Elincia's army. So yeah. There's also a good reason why I'm not bringing Gatri or Ileana as of right now. It's because I don't have any units that can utilize bolting to my advantage. So instead of that, we're also going to bring Mordecai with us, if I can, that is. Actually, technically speaking, we don't really need Rolf on this chapter, since Shinnon isn't here. And since we have Heather and Hart, Mia, Riss, and Boyd, it might be better for us to have not just Mist, but to also have Mordecai. Now, as for repositioning, what I like to do is I like to have Ike, Left, and them head straight up this cliff. But more importantly, you want Har at the front, and you also want Heather at the front. Here's why. All the way up this cliff right here, where you see the ballista, right at the spot right here is an Etard, a second Etard. Your thieves are going to have more luck and have a better chance of getting that weapon than any of your other units. And I bring Har with me because he can fly straight up without having to deal with climbing, for example. So yeah. As for other units, let's have, we have Leth and Mordecai right here. We have Mist right here as well. And we also have Riss, Mia, Boyd, and Kiza. I think for this case, I'm going to have Mist over here. She'll assemble these units to go up this path going this way. They'll go up this way and meet up to right here. As Ranulph and Ike are pretty much nearby, I'm going to have Ranulph tag along right here. And since he has a Satori pass, this Satori sign, this will be really good. Now, here's something that I should note. If you're going to use the Satori sign, you need to get Ranulph to level 30 right off the bat, or you need to blitzkrieg every unit with him, basically. They're going to try to go after him utilizing fire magic, so now's your good opportunity to raise him to the max. If you're using cheat codes like I am, then you head back to base. Alrighty, so. And if you're wondering why I actually have Lisa with a Livy Grass and a Lagoo Stone, the reason is quite simple. Even though it might be better to utilize a Lagoo Stone. Hey there. it might be a good idea to use a Lagoo Stone right off the bat. You actually have more uses out of the Olivia Grass, so it might be better to use this. But if you're using cheat codes like I am, I'm probably going to be doing the Lagoo Stone for the first part, because as of this point, it's not exactly a good idea. If you're going to use the Lagoo Stone, that means you're starting right off the bat as your beast mode, and you want to make sure you're prepared for that. Also, because we have all these Spectre cards, I'm giving all of them to my Lagoo's units. Here's why. All these Spectre cards release magical attacks. They're literally the only thing that they're the only two ranged weapon that Lagoo's can use. Now then, as Mordecai already has Olivia Grass, Leth needs some as well. Ranulph, Kiza. Now that we got this settled, I should note that because transfer bonuses carry over, you basically get +2 of everything when it comes to your stats. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Now then. Alright, so he's only missing resistance, speed, magic, and strength. I think now is a good time to save. Alrighty. Alrighty, so we got 5 magic, resistance, and skill already. So we capped the skill already. And now to get the other stats. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why his base stats are like 18, 10, 20, 30, etc., that's because once he gets into with Lagoo's form, they double. Alrighty, now for Kiza. Since Mordecai and Leth were already raised to the maximum level and shit, I don't really need to raise their levels. Let's remember all. Oh yeah, by the way, I should note that every unit in the entire game technically has 40 levels of growing. So, But Lagoos don't get like a second tier, for example, that allows them to have like their shit unlocked. So they go straight away to 40. However, there are certain things only attainable once they get to like level 20 or 30. Oh yeah, if you want to find a hidden coin, if you go all the way up to like the second floor or whatever, all the way towards the left aisle, there's gonna be a coin near. There's gonna be a coin near where the There's gonna be a coin near that area. All right, so as of things that are capped right now, let's get her to 15. But yeah, I want to make sure that Miss gets on this personal field trip or whatever, because when it comes to gaining experience and shit, once she gets to 20, you will be able to use bonus experience for her to get to Valkyrie, because in the Japanese version, you could only get it by utilizing a Master Crown, which you can obtain, but only if you could in the Japanese version there's a master crown that can be found in the retreat chapter, which is the next one. So in case you're wondering what that retreat file is, it's pretty much that one. Anyways, I've already blabbled on a little bit too much now, so let's get going. Now to finish this. Alright. Mist right over here. Oh yeah, and the reason why her attacks are not doing that well is because her strength hasn't been touched at all quite recently. Anyway, let's have him come over here. As much as I would like to like get that started right away, allow me to show you what a Satori sign does for cats. Rend, in case you're wondering, Rend, inflict damage at 5 times strength and paralyze enemy for a turn. It's similar to stun and roar. However, 5 times your strength is pretty powerful. I mean, he's already at 36 in his full form. So 36 times 5. We're talking several hundred. Now that we got him out of the way, Maya and Rich will go over here. Now then, I could honestly go straight up here, but it wouldn't really do much good effort to do so. Instead, I'm going to have Mordecai come right here, activate the olive glass. Have left come the same way. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the tile that leads to that area, so no need to worry about it. Ike, you come right here. Actually, oh wow, yeah, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, he's a tiger just like Mordecai here. Ooh, thank God for that critical. Oh wow, critical on the second attack. Ooh, devastated. Oh boy. Must be good biorhythm for some of these units. That cat may actually prove to be problematic. Alright. Let's have you go up here. Actually, I'm going to wait. I should note that Olivia Grass has that utilization, by the way. That thunder guy is going to prove to be a problem if that tiger only stays there. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering why I have Har rescuing him, Har rescuing Heather, it's because if I can get Har all the way up to here faster than before, I can drop him off right here, and therefore I'll be able to get to that item really, really fast. That way I can just have them wait there. Anyway. And yeah, this is why I gave Liza and Leth a Olivigrass. Oh yeah, this is the chapter where Eternal Bond plays, by the way. The first chapter where Eternal Bond plays. And there we go. All right. No, okay, so like I said before, the Etard is basically right here. All right, that Benyon soldier is taken out. That means I can do this. And there's Rend. almost finished. Sorry, bub. You're going down. All right, we're very close now. Right there, there's the Etard. Now all that's left None shall pass. Delegates forbid it. There is a unique conversation between Ike and Ranulf, by the way, but we're trying to get this done as fast as we can. I have a bad feeling about this. Ike, come on, there's no more time. And now, the most infamous scene in all of this chapter. No! Oh, man. Skrimir! Stop, Ranulf. Don't get too close. Heed my words, Lagoo's Alliance. I am Zelgis, General of the Benyon Central Army. Your general has fallen to my blade in single combat. My army does not wish to continue this senseless bloodshed. Leave this place immediately. Soldiers of Benyon, I forbid you to attack the fleeing Lagoo soldiers. This fight is finished. General Zelgis is amazing. He kept the damage of both sides to a minimum. Yeah, that's great, but I really hate this line. Skrimir was defeated by a Bjork? Stop! We will fall back. Brothers, listen to me. I swear upon my life they'll take Skrimir back with us. Fall back. A wise choice. Lavale, go back to base camp. What are you plotting? You could have crushed us. True, that's exactly what the heads of the Senate want, but the Apostle feels differently. The Apostle wishes to resolve this conflict peacefully. Benyon is not united on this idea, however. So how about this? Arrange a peace proposal from your people. The Apostle would accept it. But to begin a peace talk under the current circumstances, the most favorable opportunity for a peace talk would have been when you crossed the river. You missed that chance, and now look where you are. Think it over. I'll give you 3 days. Request a peace talk within that time. If that is impossible, negotiations are over. I sincerely hope that won't be the case. As for the heir of King Kainagus, he will be fine. Treat his wounds quickly. You didn't finish him off? It does not matter who the enemy is. If there is a way to avoid taking a life, that is the path I will choose. Leave now. I will swear upon my name that my men will not attack as you retreat. Alrighty. 3 days, huh? What will the beast tribe do, Ranulf? What will become of Gallia? I'm sorry, Tibarn. Now that Skrimir has been incapacitated, Gallia can't go on any further. That's too bad. I guess the Laguz Alliance has to take a break then. What about you? Will Phoenicius agree to a peace talk? I haven't decided. Our force lacks numbers and supplies. We can't take them on, but I imagine that peace talk would be far from pleasant. General Zelius seems like a trustworthy Bjork. I also know from the Mad King's War that even the Apostle is not a bad person at heart. But in reality, the Senate controls Benyon right now. They were the ones who killed our messenger. I know that Zelgius can't disobey orders from the Senate, but what about the Apostle? She's Benyon's supreme leader, right? Can't you just contact her directly? Trust me, we tried. All our efforts were in vain. It's not just the Laguz either. Tanith said that the Apostle won't even meet with the Holy Guards these days. Wait, she won't meet with Tanith? But Tanith has been at her side forever. Something very wrong about all this. What is happening at Benyon? Well, we'll stick around and see what happens. The Laguz Alliance will disband temporarily. The problem is Gallia's retreat. You've got a lot of ground to cover before Benyon attacks in 3 days. Agreed. And here we go. That's chapter 4. Alrighty, so now here's where the killer part comes. I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to end the stream after this cutscene because this cutscene is really important. Hey, have you heard? The subhumans are retreating. General Zelgius is amazing. As long as we have him, Benyon has nothing to fear. Gentlemen, this is no time for idle chatter. However, if you wish to praise Zelgius, I suppose that is all right. He is the glory of our forces, after all. It's true, as long as he leads us, we won't be afraid of any dirty subhumans. I really hate reading that, but God, that insufferable fool. I cannot believe he killed one subhuman and ended the battle. Who gave him an order like that? I don't care for such a petty victory. I understand, my lord. I was hoping that this would be the end of the subhumans once and for all. However, can we really punish him for winning the battle? No, you fool. That's what makes it even more bothersome. Gelgus and the Apostle are both making mockeries of the Senate. They're more of a threat to Benyon than those subhumans are. My lord, please let me fix this painful situation. I shall take to the battlefield and earnest the result Benyon desires. That does sound lovely. But hasn't he ordered all forces to cease fire for 3 days? Who's in charge here? My lord, must you follow Zelgius's orders? Ha, I see your point. I shall leave everything to you then. Make Benyon proud, Lombroso. Celior Castle, Benyon. Oh yeah, it should be noted that Ike and the Greil mercenaries took this castle a while back, and now that they lay refuge in it, the Benyon is treating this place as enemy territory, and they want their castle back. So yeah. Ranulf has started his retreat. Tidbar and his men are gathering information on Zelius' forces. Before he left, Tidbar asked me to take you to Gallia, where you'll be safe. Are you ready to go? No, I won't leave, Ike. I won't leave this place. Rayson, please. I've lived with the Hog tribe for 20 years. They are my family. I'll stay here and fight. Well, since I can see I won't be changing your mind, you can join up with us. The Greil mercenaries can stay here as long as we want. After all, we're not on anyone's payroll right now. We're free agents. Ike, thank you. Now then, if you have this little conversation with Har and he's alive, he'll give you a treat. The treat is a corrosive scroll. But now that we've gotten to this point, I'm going to end the stream here. So, however, the file that I'm going to be using for this chapter is going to derive from the one that's right up there. So when we continue, it'll be Friday. It'll be Friday of this week, and by then I'll have chapter 5 started, and then we'll be continuing from there. Now I will say this. Alrighty. I should note that in the extras, any character portraits you've gotten in this game will pretty much skim right through, but they're based on who you've met, as well as your previous game. The support library is derivative of your memory card, however, so any support conversations from that game will be carried over to this area here. And as proof, here's the C conversation. You'll get to see it in its full entirety. Anyway, so, well, that's pretty much it for now. I hope everyone feels well, and when we get the chance, it'll be Friday, and I hope everyone had a great time watching this live stream. And